Like I don't even know like why he owned it. Or I mean I guess it was just for looks or something, but it had like a yin yang on it and a little sharp.
This doesn't have a yin yang. It has like a dragon. In the middle, it's this. It's just a circle like a dragon.
Yours
You
looks
know.
cooler. Yeah,
Yeah,
yours looks really cool.
I don't know if you can see the dragon.
Wait, if
Is this like a
I wouldn't be
Rorschach
able to see it.
test?
Yeah.
Yes. It's camouflage, so it's hard to see.
camouflage. It's
He's trying to test. He's trying to test how sane we are.
oh
Right now.
man, I know it.
Yeah. Yeah, really. Do you see the Batman in the Ninja Star?
Stare
I
at
see
these goats.
Blood. I just see a bunch of blood. That's all I see. Looks like
The
a
death
body.
of people who made fun of me when trying to attempt lame jokes.
Austin, if I don't wake up, if you don't hear from me again,
Check on him. I have a Ninja Star right in his head when he camouflaged.
His wife just rolls over and
how did this happen?
oh my god, man!
I came across these.
So what's been?
Ooh, Tic Tacs.
Coca-Cola flavored Tic
Coca-Cola
Tacs.
Tic Tacs.
So
they fizz in your mouth.
No, but it's got like I don't know if you've ever had like any kind of Coke flavored candies. You know, they're like cola flavored.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that. It's got that kind of cinnamony like flavor to it, but not cinnamon. So it's kind of So it's like that. It's not bad. It's kind of what I was expecting when I tasted it. I tasted it and I was like, yeah, it's kind of what I was expecting. So
yeah,
it's interesting. I'll say like if you find a pack of it and you want to give it a shot, I'd say try it.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of these. It was like a Fruity Pebbles white chocolate Santa that I found this past Christmas, and I tried it. You could only the thing was it was so sweet. I could only take pinches of it, so I would pinch pieces off at a time and just nibble on it, and it was just so sweet. I mean, it tasted like Fruity Pebbles in a bowl with milk. I mean, it was just but sweet, super sweet. I mean, it was real strong. But
tell me, was your breakfast this sophisticated when you were a child? Would you have a bowl of Fruity Pebbles, and on the side of it, would you have a Flintstones vitamin?
I probably
that's
did it
basically.
one time.
I was going to say that sounds like my childhood because I would definitely want to get like the Dino vitamins, just like I would want to get the Dino push-ups, the purple push-ups.
I can't remember the Dino shaped. I specifically remember like all my Flintstone vitamins. At least they were like Fred shaped. The ones I had.
There was like Fred, Wilma, and Dino from what I can remember. It was something like that.
Wilma or Barney?
Or maybe. Well, I don't know. I feel like it was Wilma for some reason, but maybe it was Barney. Maybe it was
Dino.
Barney, but yeah.
And grape. I used to love the grape ones.
Yeah, the grape and the orange ones were my favorites. I always dreaded whenever I'd get the red ones. For some reason, like the cherry ones didn't jive with me.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that one.
That's sophistication.
So, has anybody been seeing like how? Tell me this. We've talked about this in the past on past episodes.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about these store exclusives like Walmart getting exclusive rights to toys or Target getting exclusive rights to certain toys and things like that?
I loathe it.
Yeah, you go back to like the. I see the point.
So mad about it.
Yeah. The worst thing about it, though, it's easier these days to get stuff because of online shopping. The problem is the scalpers. That's the biggest problem. Anytime there's a Target exclusive, you've got the scalpers like have their bots set up, get all of them. Like, specifically like the Din Djarin figure. I would have loved to have gotten that one. Now I think it was selling for like 40 was its retail price on Target. And now, like, the only way you can get is you're going to be paying like $60 on eBay for it, which sucks. I would love the figure. It looked like seeing different photos of it, other than the original promo, which looked terrible and didn't do Pedro Pascal any favors. But that was one that like really made me annoyed at the idea of how exclusives works, because that was your only option, I guess.
And I never saw it in a store, and I was checking them. I was trying to check as frequently as I could, and I never saw that particular set never saw it. I will say, just recently, at a Walmart, I ran into a Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, really?
Did you get it?
So those are starting to show up, and I mean, there was a bunch of them, so they're like the big packs. So
I went to Walmart the other day. They had some Mandalorian Black Series. They had Moff Gideon.
see, I would have picked him up. I saw Grief Karga, and I didn't get him, but I would have got Moff Gideon if I had seen him.
They had that wave there. The Moff Gideon, Grief Karga. What's his name? Ugnaught.
Oh, the Quill.
Quill.
Yeah.
I would get Quill, and I would get Moff Gideon for sure.
Yeah.
I want to get Grief Karga, but really the main one I was wanting was Moff Gideon out of this wave.
Yeah.
I forgot that Quill was in this one. I thought he was in the next one, so I definitely like to get him.
If I go next time, I'll pick him up and charge you triple.
Sounds fair.
I'm just playing. I'll get him for you. Yeah, I mean, I run the DC McFarlane Multiverse or McFarlane DC Multiverse Facebook group.
Right.
And dude, there's moderating a group that has grown to getting close to 11,000 members now in just a year. The people, I mean, the people who are anti-scalper, and then complain in that group is just. So I just set a rule up. I said, you know what? 6 months after, within 6 month period of the release of a McFarlane DC Multiverse figure, if you're going to sell it, you can't sell it for more than 10% finder's fee and the retail cost.
Yeah.
And of course that
made
a bunch of people mad too, but you get a lot of cheering. But I mean, I'm tired of dealing with the drama of it because people really show their butts when it comes to this stuff, and it's just
it's just that same mentality you get in life. So you get that taste of it in that world where you've got the people who are just, go-getters. They're just like out for blood, no mercy. I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to make more money than you and have all your money too. I mean that's just a capitalist mentality, and that's totally cool. But at the same time, yeah, with this group, if you want it to thrive, yeah, I guess it does need to be a little more moderated and stop being so overpriced to the point where only these really rich geeks could get it, man. I mean, and I'm just not, by principle alone, I just wouldn't pay so much money for a figure. It's one thing if it was a super rare figure that you can't find anymore, and then boom, somebody's wanting like $1,000 or something for something that's super rare. Fair, but like just scalping stuff just because you were able to somehow weasel your way into getting it, and yeah, it's just like the PlayStation 5 situation. I was
about to bring that up. Yeah, like this, the same thing. Like scalpers get them, and then they're selling them for like basically double the price, like upwards of $1,000 on eBay
or more, 2,000. They can do 2,000.
Yeah, 2,000. But
that's crazy.
Sometimes it doesn't bother me as much. Like I actually pre-ordered a Bo-Katan Black Series the other day. Finally through eBay, $29.99, which is about $5 more than the initial price is going to be. So if I get that was fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's not unreasonable.
But that's like instead of buying it at Walmart, you get it at Target, and it's going to be $5 more. So I can see that, but some people who buy a $20 figure and buy it up as soon as it comes out, and then selling it for $40 and $50.
Oh yeah, see that's
crazy. And when I started that group, I started it with the intent of like-minded collectors coming together, sharing news, helping each other out. Oh, we don't have it. This has not come out here. Well, I can grab you a couple. Send them to you. And I wasn't even really going to do the buy and sell, but a lot of people asked. I did it, and then it just kind of blew up in my face. So then I had to, make rules. And
I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, there's got to be rules. You got to have a sheriff, and you got to have a little bit of law. But I mean,
I'm power tripping. You just power tripping, admin. Whoa.
But speaking on exclusives, like sometimes there are some very odd stores that I don't expect to have exclusives that have really good ones. Like I never knew that Walgreens became like a big exclusive stuff for stuff. Like the most surprising one for me is like a big would be obviously in demand, with Star Wars Black Series is the commander, the clone commander Obi-Wan, where he's got his
I
armor.
tried to find it. Couldn't find it around here. I tried. I want it so bad.
I would say that's like maybe a holy grail type right there, because if you go on eBay and look him up, you're going to be, $90 is like almost the average price you're going to be looking at just to purchase him outright from somebody. And if you don't want to get into a bidding war with someone else.
I saw some of the Walgreens Tron figures that they came out. I think they were exclusive to Walgreens, and they look really good. I mean, they were from the original Tron movie. So it was like, so it's like if you like that stuff. I wasn't as a huge fan of the first movie, but yeah, they do get some pretty cool exclusives. I know they did the C-3PO. It was so weird. It was like, this was when Force Awakens came out, so the red arm C-3PO was what was the normal figure, lightsaber that was out. So you had to go to Walgreens to get the exclusive, where it was just the 3PO with the silver leg, like A New Hope 3PO. So there was stuff like that. Yeah, and I want to say there was something else, maybe like Force Ghost Obi-Wan, I think was a Walgreens exclusive or something like that. I've even been able to find some really cool before they stopped with the licensing. But was it Saban? Who ran the Saban figures? Now has Bandai. The Bandai figures for the Power Rangers. These back here. I finished getting all of them, and I found like the White Ranger. I still have him in the box. The White Ranger I found there at one of the Walgreens. So I mean, you can find some really cool stuff at Walgreens. It's so weird.
You need to let that baby fly, man. You need to let that baby fly.
He's suffocating in that plastic.
You gotta let Tommy breathe.
Just like the Green Ranger, for some reason, I found that for like $7 at Walmart in clearance, and now I could probably sell it for $70.
All right, which would you pick? We're talking a little bit of Power Ranger shop right there. Okay. If you had to choose one or the other, White Ranger or Green Ranger, which one would you go for?
Probably Green Ranger. I mean, I really loved I liked the Green Ranger storyline. I just liked all that stuff. I mean, I do like the White Ranger. I like the White Ranger story too. It's just, it's like Green Ranger was first. He was just sort of the more, I don't know, he's the more wicked, dangerous Ranger. And then Tommy, like White Ranger is when he becomes like almost like Lord and Savior of the Power Rangers, and you're like, okay, all right, yeah. So it's like, all right, but he looked really cool in the movies and stuff like in the first movie. But yeah, Green Ranger. It would have been really cool to see a Green Ranger version of the movie uniform, if they did a movie version of the Green Ranger outfit.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
It's White Ranger all the way. He's the Snake Eyes of the Power Rangers.
Yeah. So, but I mean, speaking of, we were taking down like trips down memory lane. We were wanting to continue a segment from last week. I know Ray showed us a lot of cool stuff, so I thought maybe I would continue that trend. What do y'all think? Y'all want to know what's in the box?
Not really. Let me show what I got.
That would have been so cool if you just totally hijacked it. Like, what's in the box? I just wish y'all picked up like boxes, and then we became this segment. It's like what's in the box?
No, but go ahead. Yeah,
I'm addicted to these things now. I'm eating them like sunflower seeds.
I'll start off with easy ones. I thought these were really, really cool.
Tell me about the box first.
The box. Well, the box is clear.
Yeah, but what was the box?
What brand is the box?
The brand is Walmart brand, I guess.
So what is this? It's like just. Well, yeah, is it Rubbermaid?
I have to shut up. Okay. So
before you do that though, is the box like what? Why is everything in this box?
Is this
that's a good question.
When I moved. All right, if you want to know, when I moved, I realized I had a lot of stuff that I was going to put up for display, put it on, for collection purposes and all that kind of stuff. And I just feel like over the years, I've just gotten a lot of stuff accumulated to the point where I don't even have room for all of it. If you really looked around my office, there's like a lot of stuff, but I had a lot of leftover stuff that I've got to figure out how to display and all that. And some of them are just like items that are just close personal to me that I really like. So I'll share some of these with you. The first one of these was this, because I never owned this when I was a kid. This is an F-18 fighter. Anybody would be like, all right, they sell these at any store. No, this was an F-18 Hornet from the movie Independence Day. So this was Trend Masters. Yeah, this was Trend Masters. So this is like, electronic. You can fire missiles, drop bombs. It had like landing gear. I mean, this thing has it all. It came with a little pilot that looks really bad, looks like a really poorly painted. I mean, I'll show him.
Is it supposed to be like Steve Hill or Steve?
It's supposed to be Steve. It's supposed to be Will Ferrell. I mean, Will Smith. It's more like Will Ferrell. Yeah, it's more like Will Ferrell. But if you really look at this, I mean, come on. It is.
He didn't focus.
He really.
Oh my god! I mean, it's not in focus, but it looks horrible. I mean,
yeah.
You just inspired me now. I want to reboot. I want to write a reboot story for Independence Day with a character with Will Ferrell in mind as the main character.
Do it. He's just going to be Will Ferrell the whole movie, just Will Ferrell.
That sounds. But, you say that like it's a bad thing.
Oh no, not at all. I'm just saying that would be my pitch, and that should be the only thing I need to pitch about the movie. He's just going to be Will Ferrell. He's going to Will Ferrell himself through the whole movie, and everybody's like, sold. But anyways, so that leads into this that went with it. Apparently, there were two different versions of the Alien Cruiser from Independence Day. I owned this one as a kid. This was one of them that burned up in a house fire, so I lost this and regained it later on from. I think Amazon, not eBay. Was going to get it on Amazon. People were trying to sell this thing for way overpriced. Got it on eBay they were selling it on eBay for overpriced. Got it on Amazon a little cheaper. So actually lucked out. But there were two variants. There was one that was like just a plain gray shell for the armor and stuff like that. It just looked a little more like plasticky. And then I think they did a re-release, or either that. I think it was a re-release or something to make it a little more metallic. If you look, I mean, this is a toy. It's just for kids, and it pops open. You can, it has the top of this comes up, and oh look, the alien.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's just locked in there. I can do that.
So this is supposed to be just one of the Did they ever make a version of like the modified ship from the one that Steve and
I don't think so. No, just this one. Yeah, no.
David was.
You could say this was. Yeah, David and
Steve Hiller.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, you could say this was that one because I mean, it was. You don't really. You couldn't tell much.
Okay, I was going to say, I want to say, didn't they modify it though in some way? Like, did they put
they just added a missile launcher onto it, that launcher or whatever to it. But anyway, I was glad to really reclaim that because I mean, I feel like they did a good job. They also did Lost in Space figures, and I got the Jupiter 2 ship, and it looks really, really good.
What I find interesting before you keep going is that every single toy is somebody's favorite. Whether like I could care less about those Independence Day toys, and I'm not saying that that is bad. I mean that you're less of a person for liking those Independence Day toys, but I'm just saying like throughout time. Every toy is going to have, it's going to be somebody's favorite and they're going to have memories and be tied to it. And that's a cool thing to me. I mean, I just love toys.
Yeah. That's how I am about it. I like when people have an actual connection. When you try to talk to somebody and they don't connect on that level where they're just kind of like, I just had a toy or something. You just like, or like it don't mean anything to you. And you're just like, it's kind of weird, but, whatever. This was this is like an OG, probably 1990, 91 Bart Simpson. And what's funny is he's even got Matt Groening on his butt. Isn't that weird? He's got like a little Matt Groening thing on his butt.
Yeah.
But yeah. And when I was a kid though, like I couldn't tell you the date because I cut the tag off because it was just getting on my nerves. But yeah, this is like an OG Bart Simpson. I mean, he's obviously got some wear and tear on him. He looks like he's stained up or something from dirt or whatever. But it's weird because see, look, you could open his jacket off.
Hey, Bart.
Okay. Start to like. You're gonna get some like reports on us now.
Yeah,
I know. It's like and the birds and the bees, and then they woo. But yeah, no, I used to. This was like one of my favorite.
You're on a watch list now. You're on a watch list.
I know it. This is the internet. There's There's stuff for everybody. But anyways, I thought this was a really cool dude. I love Simpsons since I was a kid. OG, So yeah, I thought that was cool. And then speaking of this guy right here, this I got at like I think it was a Six Flags or something like that.
I was gonna say that looks
or
Six
somewhere.
Flags-y.
Yeah, somewhere like that. But it was around the time, it was like this is the 96 or 93.
Let's say like when the like Olympics mascot guy.
Yeah. It was the 96 Olympics, but I don't know if I got it in 96 because I think
forgot his name.
You were getting them leading up. It was like did it start with a Z?
God, I'm not
Zippy
I'm
Zop.
gonna look it up.
It was. He did have a name though. I remember he had like that was. I thought that was really cool that we had an official mascot for the Atlanta Olympics. They even had like
Izzy.
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 That was Izzy. I was thinking there was a Z in there. So like he has the rings like on his eyes, from the Olympics, and then on his tail. So that was always kind of weird. But yeah, I don't know. Like my mom had found some of these at the house and passed them over, and I thought that was really cool. I got this in a movie set. That doesn't mean much. But I just thought everybody loves ET.
That's cool.
But yeah, I got some pretty neat stuff. So like I thought this was pretty neat because before I feel like toys shot up in price. This was probably obviously this was 2009, I believe. So Star Trek was coming out. It was a big deal because Playmates got the rights to do toys again. I remember when they were doing like Next Generation toys and things like that. And so I felt pretty happy for fans because they obviously were going to get. It's almost like when Star Wars came back and Kenner was doing it or something. It's like a return to form. So when they put out they put out a million different figures. I don't think the toy line worked that well, but the cool thing about it was they had these what you would call like Black Series style figures.
Mm-hmm.
And so nowadays, this right here would cost. These are like $20 figures. Back then, these were like $9 figures. So it's insane how much price. They come with all these cool accessories. They're pretty
Playmates.
detailed. Playmates. Yeah, Playmates. And I thought this was one move they did really well, but at the same time, these figures almost signify like an end to like the innocent times of buying toys before it really turned into just like full on adult market. Like we're just going to give everything adult prices, just everything. But I just always thought those were cool. But speaking of
I think I got that Kirk, didn't I? Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
I might have.
You talked me into it. I think like we were at Walmart one time. I think when it was like being promoted, and you were like, "Yeah, I got these figures too," and I was like, "I guess I'll get one." And I got Kirk.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah. So they were really good. I love the figures. But then speaking of Playmates, they had their hits and misses, but we all remember the Turtles. Well, then they turned around and they did Dick Tracy releases.
Oh, wow.
So I've got a Dick Tracy in the box, and I just always wanted him. I wish I had a Big Boy. I wish I had him and Big Boy, but I don't have a Big Boy. Big Boy. Yeah, I would love a Mumbles too. But apparently the faceless, the Madonna character. Oops, spoiler alert. That figure is worth a lot of money, I think, or collectors love that one because it's very rare.
I don't think I've ever had those, but they look really cool. I mean, they look like they'd be fun to play with.
Yeah, they're really cool. But the thing is, they're stylized, but they were basically just molds from turtle figures. Like if you look, they just used.
I do. I see it now.
So this I think is probably one of the reasons why Playmates kind of failed with this line. It just looked kind of goofy. I like it. Like you said, you look at it and you're like, oh, they're stylized. But I think they were also saving money too by borrowing.
But in my weird head though, I like that because now they work with your Turtles line.
Yeah. Yeah, they could. Yeah,
I mean, they
versus Raph.
You can make a crossover.
Yep.
So, and then some other stuff. Here's another really special figure from my childhood. And what's funny is I think I actually completed the set. Let me find the other one real quick because I think they go together. But what's like does anybody have like a random like movie tie-in toy line that was their favorite?
Random?
Yeah, I mean, I guess any of them could be random, but when I say random, I just think of ones that normally you wouldn't think of, or that weren't popular, or it's just whatever it was. It doesn't matter. What's your favorite movie tie-in toy line?
I mean, I don't know. I
Damn, I have to
think
think
about
about that one.
it.
Yeah, I wish I'd gotten more of them, but I did like the Jurassic Park toys, back in the day.
Those
Like,
were very, very good.
yeah,
The
I
thing
only had
that,
I only had like a very few. Like, I know I had an Alan Grant, and I think I had one from Lost World. I never got any big dinosaurs. I only got like one or two characters from the films. The second I got one from the Lost World, and I
Mhm.
remember it because it looked nothing like Peter Stormare. But do you remember Peter Stormare's character, Dieter?
yeah,
The one that
yep,
the one that got eaten by the compies.
yep,
I
yep.
had
No,
his
I think
figure,
I
and
actually.
it looks nothing like him at all.
That's the
Hmm.
thing is, I think Ian Malcolm's figure looked like him. He
Mhm.
he sort of looked like him. I remember he had the glasses, but he was almost dressed like he was from the first movie
Mhm.
in the black and all that, like the boots and everything. He kind of looked like he did in the first movie. From what I remember of that figure, I had that one, and that was it.
Well, I'm going to go way back to the early '80s here, but there were sort of two toy lines that were kind of weird.
Mhm.
The original Clash of the Titans movie. They made 3 3/4 inch figures for that,
Mhm.
and I had just about every single figure. But it's not like they released many. I think there was only like 4 or 5 figures, and they made
Wasn't
the
there like a big
Kraken.
monster with that?
Yeah, the
Wasn't there like a
Kraken.
big, yeah, the
Yeah,
Kraken. Okay.
yeah, and he goes for like major money now. And I used to have him, and he got thrown out with a lot of other stuff.
Isn't that
And
sad when you think about it? Like you
yeah,
could
I
think
know.
about these toys
Oh
you
yeah.
might own that you threw out
Oh yeah.
that
I
are
know
now worth big bucks.
Yeah, I know one tie-in that I did kind of obsessively try to get all the characters for. Small Soldiers. I did
Oh,
like
Yeah.
when that came out, and when that in the build up to that movie coming out, I was like really obsessed with getting those toys. I thought they looked really cool. The designs, like the Gorgon, I was, other than Chip Hazard, I was more interested in getting the Gorgonite characters.
Hmm.
I love the designs for them and stuff. So I got a couple of them. I remember having Archer, and then you saw I had the crazy spinny guy that was in that box.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I want to say I got one or two other ones, and then I remember specifically Burger King did a tie-in with that,
I
and
remember that.
I was going there obsessively every week to try to see if I could get all of them. Specifically for one, I wanted to get the Ocula character. He was basically like, he was like a bendy, like the feature that he was like or she was very bendy. But I wanted that one because I could never find a toy for her. But I was going there every week, and you could either get they sold two at a time each week. So they were selling one of the soldiers and one of the Gorgonites. They're just randomly giving you out one or the other. I remember specifically one time getting one of the soldier characters, and I knew I'd already had it. I actually went back up to the counter and said, "Can I get the Gorgonite character instead?" And I handed it back, and she like just grabbed it and happened to be Ocula. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I got it."
Oh man, that's good.
That was the only time I've ever
I
done
had,
something like that. Asked for like a trade in from the counter.
oh man, when I was a kid, like McDonald's, they, especially in about our hometown, they must have known me because like I was harassing them all the time for those toys, like the different one. Like I would want certain ones, and when Back to the Future came out, and McDonald's was doing the animated series toys, I was trying to get every one I could. And I was obsessed over them. But the thing is they just, I guess everybody, they were, you couldn't find all of them. But obviously the main one I wanted was the DeLorean. Never could find it until finally it was one of the last days that I think it was phasing out. And I just remember my mom being up there with me knowing how much I wanted it. and I get the Happy Meal, didn't have the toy in it. And I asked them, I took it up there, like you said, I said, do y'all happen to have a DeLorean, like at all? Like, can y'all have a DeLorean? Well, they were like, yeah, we're this is it. We're about to be out of them. And they were like, well, how about this? And I remember the woman went over there to the display, pulled the plastic thing off, like just took it somehow, however they take them off, took it off. And then, because I remember it was kind of like on a pedestal. It was this really cool like display pedestal. It's not how they have it now. Similar, but it wasn't. It was like on a pedestal, big dome, clear cover, and all the toys. All the toys were set up in there on these little like set pieces and stuff, and the DeLorean sitting in there. And I'm like, oh my God, she's going to go into the thing. She
gave you the
opens the
set
dome
piece.
out.
Gave
She
you the
took
showpiece
and
for the
pried off.
showcase.
Now it had a sticky. It was almost like
That's
a
awesome.
like a not Velcro, but like a sticky square thing on the bottom of it. She
Mhm.
had to like peel that off the bottom of it, so it still had a little bit of the adhesive on the thing. So I had to clean that off. But she just basically peeled it off the display and was like, "Here's a DeLorean." So
So
that was how I got my Back
so
to the Future
You
DeLorean.
didn't just get a
Sweet.
DeLorean, though. You got a showcase DeLorean.
Yeah,
You
yeah, I got
got-
the showcase.
That's awesome.
Don't know
Wow.
where it went, but yeah,
But,
I mean, I'm talking about, I
hey.
worship that car. I mean, just saying, I know. I mean, it's
Wasn't
one of those
that-
toys where I played with it until it just disappeared. Like I played with
Yeah.
it so much until it just disappeared into time.
Wasn't it one of those types where when you rolled it, didn't it make a sparkle?
Yeah,
Okay,
it sparked
I
on the
had
bottom.
Yeah, I did have that.
Yep. I ended up modding it later though because I was getting tired of the spark. I just wanted it to roll like plainly. So I went in there and just disconnected the thing on it so it wouldn't catch anymore, and so I could just free roll it. And yeah,
I wonder if that would even be considered a safe toy anymore these days.
Probably not.
probably not because that thing sparked. But I'll tell you, man. Speaking of like childhood toys, I love. I mean that's when I wish I could pull out and be like, look, I have it. But I don't. I mean, I could get close. I'm like, hey, look, you know.
There's no
But anyway,
sparks coming out of it.
yeah, no sparks out of that one. Well, speaking of though, I did get when I was at Universal Orlando. This was when Back to the Future was still there. It's like '96. I did get a sparking car. Yeah, see now that's awesome. The DeLorean Lego set.
I got
Just
so
great.
lucky with that too.
That
Man.
is luck. That is really good. But I went to the Orlando location, and my mom got it was like a see, it was a sparking car. It was like probably about this big. It was like aluminum. It was hefty, but you could spark it like moving, but it looked more like just a DeLorean. It was really cool. But it was cheap enough I could get it. But anyways, another thing I loved when I was a kid, Hook. Likes Hook. Anybody like Hook? You know, I see a lot of people trash this movie, and I was like, what's going on? Because this movie was always hands down like a winner anytime I watched it. I mean, yeah, it was a little slow in the beginning, but you can just skip that slow part if you needed to, and then just get to the action. It was fantastic.
Here, piece of trivia about me. I didn't realize Dustin Hoffman was Hook until I was an adult.
Wow, who did you think he was?
No, I'm just saying, like, I didn't know that was Dustin Hoffman. Like, because I mean, like, he did a great job with the makeup. Like,
I was going to say, granted, he does look different.
He just looked like he just looked like some actor that looked a lot like the one from the movie. Like, because he looked a lot like him. Like, he looked like a live action version of the Hook from the original Peter Pan movie, the Disney one.
The cartoon. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he was good. Or the Captain Morgan guy. I'm like, it's either that, or it was that movie. If y'all ever saw this obscure TV movie with Elijah Wood, and it was like a murder mystery with Peter Pan stuff in it. And I just remember, I don't know if he like walks in. It's like a dream sequence, but it's like I guess he flies in and looks in the window and sees his mom getting. I don't know if she's getting raped by Captain Hook or something, but you see, like, it's not really, but as an adult, you go back and you're like, oh my God, she's getting raped. But at him, it's like he flies up to the window and looks in, and it's like, I guess his mom's in there, but when he looks in, it's like Captain Hook with his back to him, and he turns to him, I think, or something like that. I remember a scene like that and just being like
Elijah Wood, man, that kid was, I swear that when he was a kid, he was about in every single movie.
He was anything. I mean, they were throwing him. I mean, listen, but he was good though. He stayed grounded.
Oh yeah.
But with Hook, I always loved. I had like the Hook figures. I had Hook. I mean Captain Hook. I had like two different versions of him. But I never could get my hands on a Peter Pan. Like I got a few Peter figures, like the pirate suit, and then like some of the Lost Boys. But then as an adult, I finally go back and get the green suited, the Pan. This glare.
So who did those?
Kenner.
That was
Kenner. I think this is Kenner. No, you're right. Mattel did it. You're right. For some reason, I'm thinking of Waterworld. I'm thinking of Waterworld and Robin Hood. They did Kenner, and I think those were like And I'm thinking this reminds me so much of Robin Hood. That's what it is. But yeah, Mattel did these.
Robin Hood figures.
Oh yeah, I had Robin Hood for sure. They took the Friar Tuck figure was like a
Gamorrean Guard.
Yeah, he was just like an old Gamorrean Guard figure or something like that. Yeah, so So
And
yeah, I
the
like this.
and
The hook.
village, the Ewok village, was the Sherwood Forest.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Never thought about that.
So yeah, so then this is the other one. I actually lost this figure disappeared. I remember when I was a kid, he disappeared, and it made me so mad because it was a favorite of mine, but I don't know what happened to him. He just poof disappeared. And then when I was an adult, I guaranteed myself, I'm like, I'm going to buy this guy when I find him, and he's never going to leave my side again. And I've taken him with me everywhere I go. But
Nice.
my Jack Slater.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, but here's what's weird. And I was going to try to find him. He's somewhere. I just don't know where I put him. So if you look, the figure has he has a hole for his holster, like for his gun, for his for his
no gun.
But there's no gun in this set. That's what's so weird about this. But if you look at there's a Benedict figure, the villain of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I found him at a toy store in Jacksonville, and he has like a weapon set, just like a whole bunch of different weapons, and one of them looks like the gun that Jack Slater fires from the movie, and it looks like it fits his hand perfectly. So I bet that gun, I'll take it out, and I bet it'll fit in his hand. So it's so weird. It's like, oh, you have to complete the set or something. It's really weird.
Either that or just really
it's
weird, like poor oversight.
Or over, yeah, probably.
It's so,
but I mean,
it's so weird, like getting older and like I didn't even think about that when you were pointing out about the Robin Hood stuff, how they're reusing basically sculpts and assets from previous Star Wars figures. It's like kind of like getting that going behind the scenes and seeing like how an amusement park ride works, or seeing how a movie's made. You're seeing behind the veil.
Yeah, seeing how the sausage is made.
Dude, Kenner did that a lot. I mean, even there were some Batman vehicles that used to be Silverhawks vehicles before they turned them into Batman vehicles. They just painted them black, put a bat on it, and
right. And you're like, hey, I don't remember this in the movie.
I mean, not even with that. I'm just I'm noticing it now too. You'll see like even with like Black Series figures, they'll reuse parts to complete another figure. That's crazy. Yeah.
No, it's for sure. But I guess you got to cut corners. You got to save that money. Yeah. One thing I don't know. I can't believe I've got these, but I've got some OG Power Ranger figures in the boxes. Yeah.
Okay.
Man. Black Ranger and a Pink Ranger.
I mean, it's got to be nostalgia because those things were horrible, man. I mean, in my opinion.
Oh, really? I mean, if you look at them, I mean, they are. They're not. I mean, it's all about if you like Power Rangers. Like, see, he's got one from the movie, and see how that's the only difference is these are like plastics. How they're just thick. They're just thick. They're just thick, colored plastic. But his has a glaze to it, so that's from the movie.
Well, the glaze looks good, but I'm talking about like their hands are like.
Yeah, I mean, but they do hold their weapons though. I mean, they hold the weapons and stuff. So
the trigger finger does move separately, independently. Like the trigger.
Really?
Yeah. Only the trigger finger though. Everything else is.
The thing is
these 3 fingers are.
They don't. Okay, so they don't look as bad as I remember them. I mean, I just remember them being like.
Well, plus there was different kinds. There were smaller ones like the 3 3/4 inch figures that were a little more stiff, but they were just more like. Yeah. Oh well, and then there were the head flip ones too. But then there were just the regular ones, and then you've got. I mean, you had all different variations. These were the bigger figures, and they just had the more like the gadgets and stuff, and some of them had like kicking action and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had a White Ranger figure. If you got him, I think he came with the dragon. I mean, with the Tiger Zord.
White
Tiger Zord, and that was the only Zord I owned. I think I got it as a Christmas. It was maybe a Christmas gift or a birthday gift. So yeah, I mean,
tell me this: having the White Ranger, did you have problems with his chest plate shield, like coming off and stuff like that?
I mean, I think it eventually did because I think I probably when I got older, it probably came off, or I took it off at one point and then broke one of the pegs on it. I believe is what I did
because it's very like the very thin pegs, and like there was like 2 there and then 2 up here.
Yep.
And like. And it really like because it's solid plastic, it really restricts the movement of the character, so you can't like move him around too much.
Right.
So yeah, like eventually, like I'd done it so many times trying to move him around that like I think I had a peg or 2 break somewhere where he wouldn't want to go back. So basically, he ended up getting covered with like I had to like roll up tiny little pieces of Scotch tape constantly, like put one here on the chest, one on the back, and then I'd like basically just squeeze it onto him.
I mean, listen, sometimes you have to bootleg stuff, man.
Yeah,
Sometimes you got to do it.
jury rigging
But,
your childhood.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna. I think this is probably gonna be it. I'm just gonna show these final two. They're not. This is a little more like nostalgia in terms of like it's like my college years, I would call it, or something like that. I think Ashley would appreciate these a lot, or he'll probably be like, "Oh, I'm proud of him." But I feel naughty because I always wanted these and never got them. And then I finally just went on eBay one time and got lucky and got both of them in a probably for like $20 for both of them. And I still got them in a box, but I've got an OG like a J and a Silent Bob.
Oh my God, who made?
And
who
these
made
are,
those?
huh?
Who made
These,
those?
yeah, this was a Big Blast graffiti
Big-
designs.
Oh,
Graffiti designs.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say graffiti designs. I remember I think he was doing a lot of stuff with them back in the day, and I love these. These were these were the older, like the original, and they're electronic figures too. They speak, or he doesn't,
Yeah,
but he does. But yeah, I mean, obviously they're way more adult. There's a lot of pot humor and stuff like that in it, but it's, I mean, I just thought these were really well done figures, and I just never owned them, and I always wanted to just to have them in some collection at some point. So got these. I'll probably end up taking them out at some point, but
I was
love
gonna say they're all screaming, "Take me out of the package!"
Oh, for sure. But my thing is, I'll take them out of the package, and then really I'll have nowhere to put them, so I don't even want to unbox them until that. And that's the fun part is like these that I have put on display. The fun part was taking them all out of the box and setting them up and all that kind of stuff. So I'll have fun getting to do that once I get these set up somewhere. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that's pretty much what I've got in my box.
So I guess I have to come up with a box.
You can. I mean, you've got to put together a box. I don't care.
Well, I might have to put together a box. I did get a shipment Saturday, which was like the biggest haul I've ever gotten.
I saw that.
Single
I
day.
saw that.
You saw it?
I was like,
It was
crazy.
It was crazy. It was crazy. And then I got something today too. I came home and I had Ultra Humanite from the Justice League. Let's see. Feora from Man of Steel, the Movie Master.
Nice.
Yep, Movie Master. I got Movie Master Jor-El.
Nice.
Is that with the wait? Can you pull it up closer again? Is that him with the armor on?
Yes.
Oh man, yeah, that House of El armor. Oh,
Yep.
I like that.
Yep.
like
He's
that.
got the armor. Movie Master Zod.
God,
Nice.
yes.
That's
Michael Shannon.
yeah, but that's him with
With the armor.
No, he's got like handcuffs and stuff where they're about to send him up.
Oh,
into
so
the
this is
zone.
okay. From the
And
beginning.
then here is a regular version of General Zod. So basically, I think all I'm missing is Superman and the armored up version of Zod, and I'll have that whole set.
Well, didn't they also make the nightmare of him too? Like his black suit he had in the nightmare.
I was thinking that, but he's not on any of the back of the boxes here.
I was wondering maybe he was like one of those, what do you call them, chase figures? You know, one that they made a small amount of.
He could have been. What I was going to plan on doing, and see, I paid like $5 each for these.
Well, see, I was going to say, hey, are you paying peanuts for those? Because I just don't think that those are popular. So I was hoping you weren't having to pay so much. No, that's good. I love that. I love when you can find stuff that you love that you don't pay an arm and a leg for is the best.
Because I had the Superman from that Movie Masters.
Oh, you really?
Yeah, and those are good, and those look great. Though to me, those look fantastic. I always thought those figures looked great.
I was Movie Masters was a line that lasted. I want to say it started maybe around the Dark Knight or a little bit before the Dark Knight.
Probably Dark Knight, I think, was because I don't think they did one for Batman Begins.
No, they did figures, but they didn't have that line yet called Movie Master.
Yeah,
and basically they were going to try to do. They were trying to make their own, for all the DC movies, they were making their own, like, very well sculpted because they did them for Green Lantern also.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I have Hal Jordan from that. But then I think Superman, Man of Steel, I think was the last one that they did for that line. And then they did
Dark Knight Rises.
See, they probably did, but I can't. Like I said, I think I brought it up before. I don't remember coming across any Dark Knight Rises figures. You know,
I did. I came across some. I actually have that figure.
I have the
Yeah,
Dark
yeah,
Knight. I have the
I
Dark
have
Knight
that one.
Yeah, this
because
is cool.
I wanted, like I was obsessed with getting a good figure of the Dark Knight Batman suit because I wanted that, that I love his helmet because that was the first time that we were getting a Batman that could move his neck as
And the fact that they acknowledge it, I like that they acknowledge it in the storyline. Like, yeah, he wants to be able to move his head. So,
Yeah.
like, good, and it's perfect the way they make it. It looks so good.
Yeah.
No, I remember one of my kids picked this out for me for like I don't remember what it was, Father's Day, birthday or something. They just brought it home. Like, here, Dad. Like, sweet, thanks.
Did he come with a suitcase?
No, he came
think that was
with a
Batman
Joker
Begins.
mask.
Yeah,
There
Batman
was
Begins.
like
I came was like a suit. I think the Batman Begins figure had a suitcase thing with it. It was like a Wayne Tech suitcase with like a
Yeah.
grapple gun. Yeah.
He came with like a clown mask and like a clue or something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, like a card, maybe
Isn't
a Joker card.
Isn't his cape cloth? I think.
No, it's plastic. It's
Okay.
got that flexible rubber type
Yeah.
vinyl or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. But by the time I think like Batman versus Superman came out, they had kind of ended the movie line. And I think they were just kind of doing the multiverse line for like that just covered everything. Then.
Oh yeah, and that was
yeah.
a great line too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, isn't it still going, or did that end?
No, that's gone. Yeah, because
So what's replacing it?
As soon as Mattel lost the license, that kind of ended. I mean, they still kept the DC multiverse line.
Mhm.
They call it the same thing with McFarlane, but it's they're different scale figures.
Oh, McFarlane. Yeah, okay. McFarlane doesn't. Okay, does the DC figures now. Okay.
Yeah, but that DC Universe Classics line was just some of those figures are like ridiculously expensive now too.
I mean, it was a good idea though, like because it gave DC the ability to like pull from all aspects of their multiverse to make figures. You could make because it's the multiverse, so you could have you could have your CW verse characters, you could have your movie characters, you could have your animated series figures. It was a really great idea, So
just execution, I think. Everybody was burnt out by that point, I believe. I don't know. It sucked because it went away, but
it'd be nice to go in behind the scenes and see some of that stuff. Like maybe that's something we could do. We can come up with a documentary series and try to get some of these people and talk to them about some of these toy lines and see what happened, what was their experience making them, and things like that.
That would be cool.
I'm excited. Next episode, we'll get to see what's in Ashley's box, and I'm always excited. He's always got goodies. I got to build a box. I got to build a box. He'll be able to build audience. He'll build a box and he'll build it good. I promise you. But until next time, guys, put on a mask. Stay well. I love you guys. You beautiful, beautiful people.
Yep.
Y'all soon.
Yeah.
Later days.
Later.